PhilHealth is bankrupt, actually. I don't know if you're aware of that. You ought to be aware. COA has repeatedly highlighted that in its letters to PhilHealth. And then COA said that for many years, at least 3 years, 21, 22, 23, the reserve fund of PhilHealth is much, much less than its actuarial fund, actuarial estimate. And I will show you later. All right? So, what does turnaround time mean?
Turnaround time, Your Honor, on our claims processing refers to the cumulative processing time of good claim starting from the time claims is received by PhilHealth and end when paid, Your Honor.
All right. So the turnaround time of PhilHealth under its IRR is how many days?
Your Honor, PhilHealth is authorized under its IRR 60 days to process the claims, Your Honor.
Yes. So the 60 days include the filing, the period beginning from the filing of the claim up to payment.
Your Honor, the receipt of the claims by PhilHealth from our health facilities, accredited health facilities, Your Honor, up to the payment, Your Honor.
All right. So you receive the documents, approved documents from your facilities. So from receipt of those documents, your turnaround time is 60 days.
Yes, Your Honor. Authorized by law, Your Honor, to process the claim.
Yes. Did you always observe the 60-day turnaround time?
Your Honor, we are working to process the claims within 60 days, but there are instances, Your Honor, that the claims is processed beyond 60 days, Your Honor.
So, going to my earlier question, how long, the longest time, what was the longest period it took you, PhilHealth, to process a claim?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, hindi ho kami nakadala ng data dito. As mentioned,
Yes.
we will come up with a report.
Yes,
submit,
please,
Your Honor.
please.
Thank you po.
So, if PhilHealth exceeds the 60-day turnaround time, do you sanction the people who have incurred that delay?
Your Honor, there are some instances that, of course, claims will be processed beyond. Your Honor, that is monitored by the corporation as well. And there was an instance, Your Honor, that, of course, the corporation sanctioned an officer, Your Honor.
There was once,
Yes,
only
yes, po.
once.
Yes po.
That gives me the impression that there was only one time that you delayed.
Not necessarily,
Not
Your Honor.
necessarily.
Yes
So
po.
how much time or delay was incurred in that case where you sanctioned the official?
Your Honor, I have no record right now, Your Honor. Maybe we can submit a report.
And you don't know, you don't recall the sanction imposed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't recall?
I don't recall,
Yes.
Your Honor.
So, as we speak, and perhaps you don't have any available data right now, but how much claims are still pending action by PhilHealth as we speak?
As you mentioned, Your Honor, I do not have the data right now, but the corporation received a claims of 1.6 million per month, particularly January, Your Honor. So that's 1.6 billion claims we received. And of course, the corporation is processing
As of January,
for the month of January, Your Honor.
Alone?
2025. Yes, Your Honor.
you already received how many?
1.6 million, Your Honor.
1.6 million. So, if you apply the turnaround time of 60 days, how many have you processed already?
Your Honor, the corporation...
By this time, they should have been processed already.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Yes? So,
Yes po.
have you processed 1.6 million?
I have no data, Your Honor. But
As
I
we
think
speak,
Your Honor, mga 1.4 to 1.5 million, Your Honor.
you have processed.
Process po.
Meaning, you have approved for payment.
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
and you have paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Please give us the data
Yes, Your
on
Honor.
these claims.
you also, at least Deputy Treasurer Marino also explained, I hope you remember this time. You also mentioned that the 23, you mentioned 23 days on the average, right? Yes, last time.
Yes.
Within which to process your the claims. And you specifically mentioned that this is the period for processing good claims.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct. So when you speak of good claims, it means there are also bad claims.
Again, Your Honor.
Mr. Senior Vice President,
Yes, Your Honor.
say. So what do you mean by bad claims?
Your Honor, claims considered as not good if mayroon po siyang tinatawag tayo ng mga deficiencies. When you talk about deficiencies, it can be return to hospital claims or denied claims, Your Honor.
All right. So how long, or on the average, how long does it take PhilHealth to determine whether a claim is good or bad?
Your Honor, in the processing of claims, malalaman po natin, we can PhilHealth identify whether that claims is good or RTEs or denied, Your Honor.
And you apply also the 23 days or the 60 days?
Your Honor, on the part of the RTX claims, it is returned to the hospital. Same thing with denied claims, Your Honor. So on the part of the denied claims, it will be the hospital or the health facilities has the chance to appeal, to submit a protest to our regional office. And on the part of the RTS, Your Honors, these are claims with deficiencies and return to the hospital, and the hospital will submit to refile that claims, Your Honor,
Yes.
for it to be
Do you
processed
give
again.
these hospitals whose documents have been returned because they are incomplete, do you give them a definite time within which to cure the defects?
Yes, Your Honor. The hospital health facilities has 60 days to process, to resubmit the claims or to refile the claims, Your Honor.
All right. So 60 days within which to cure the defect.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And then PhilHealth has 60 days also
Yes, Your Honor.
within which to process
Yes, Your Honor.
the rectified claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how long does it take PhilHealth to act on the appeal of hospitals or doctors whose claims have been denied?
Your Honor, the process of denied claims, it will be submitted again to protest, Your Honor, administrative protest to our PhilHealth Regional Office, CRC, Claims Review Committee. And it will be processed by our Claims Review Committee. If it is approved for payment or granted, Your Honor, it will be returned to our PhilHealth Regional Office Benefit Administration Section for processing, Your Honor. But if it is not granted, it will be returned back to the health facilities for our health facilities to look into the action of the PhilHealth CRC. And if, Your Honor, the health facilities wanted again to appeal, the health facilities will submit the claims to our PhilHealth Protest and Appeal Review Department at the Central Office, Your Honor.
All right. Based on your statement, financial statements in 2023, the total claims process was only 32.037 billion plus. Yes. The total claims paid was only 32.037 billion plus.
Your Honor, the figure is not, sorry, Your Honor, the figure is not matched to our record for December 2023 po.
All right. You describe these claims as in course of settlement, which means
When we say, Your Honor, the claim is in course of settlement, that is, the claims is on process, meaning received by the corporation, but still on
process.
The front stages, Your Honor.
not yet approved.
Not yet approved, Your Honor.
All right. Not yet paid.
Yes, Your Honor, not yet
Okay.
paid. So in
Can
process
in
before.
course of settlement claims also include those that have been approved but not paid?
Yes, Your Honor. There are two things, Your Honor, in process and approved for payment but not yet paid, Your Honor. So nandyan pa rin sa corporation, Your Honor.
All right. May I ask the IRR and the Citizens Charter of PhilHealth to be flashed on the screen? Yes. Right. Flash on the screen is PhilHealth Citizens Charter, showing the timeline within which PhilHealth should act on the claims. The same timeline is also indicated in the implementing rules and regulations of the UHCI. True, there is a timeline in IRR and Citizens Charter of PhilHealth within which PhilHealth should act on the claims. But faithfully complying with this timeline is another thing. Theoretically speaking, a prescribed timeline may be delayed by inaction or even suspension of payment. Even though the claims have been approved, payment may still be, for one reason or another, suspended. So, theoretically speaking also, the amounts of payment corresponding to the liabilities which are due and demandable may be reduced by simply slowing down the processing of the claims. Do you agree? Theoretically speaking, that can be done?
Yes, Your Honor, it can be done. But of course, Your Honor, on the part of PhilHealth, the fastest that we can release the funds to the hospital or to health facilities, Your Honor, yun po yung ginagawa po ng corporation.
The fastest.
The fastest,
Okay.
Your Honor.
What time is the fastest time
Your Honor,
for PhilHealth?
Your Honor, as of December 31, as reported by B.M. Marino, that was average of 23 days, Your Honor. December 31, 2024, Your Honor.
How many claims? You can tell.
Your Honor, I have no information on the number of claims, Your
All
Honor.
right. So, theoretically speaking, the process can be slowed down. Yes?
Yes, Your Honor. It can be.
Okay. Even by those negligent employees or personnel of PhilHealth who are in charge of processing, that can happen theoretically.
Theoretically,
Correct?
Your Honor.
So, if the process of payment is slowed down, the assets of PhilHealth may not appear to have been dissipated yet, when in truth, these assets should have already been exhausted had the claims been promptly processed and paid. Theoretically speaking, that can happen.
That can happen, Your Honor.
Yes. So, in its comment, dated September 2, 2024, the Honorable Deputy Treasurer may take his seat in the meantime. Yes, thank you. In its comment dated September 2, 2024, page 69, the OSG stated that the unpaid claims of hospitals, doctors, and members have been recorded and recognized prior to transferring PhilHealth's fund balance to the National Treasury. Do you agree?
Your Honor, the claims, the recognition of payable or expenses of PhilHealth is even the claims is not yet received by the corporation, meaning services rendered by the hospital, claim still at the hospital, it is part of the benefit expense and recognized as in the books of PhilHealth as payable already.
All right.
Or part of the liability already po.
So, do you agree that recording and recognizing is one thing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Actual payment is another.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, has PhilHealth paid all the recorded and recognized claims
Your Honor,
before it transferred the funds to the Treasury?
Your Honor, in a certain cut-off date, Your Honor, definitely hindi ho natin mababayaran lahat given
Hindi
that
lahat
still
mababayaran.
at the hospital pa yung claims, Your Honor.
Oh, even those that have already been processed and are just waiting to be paid, have you paid them all before funds were transferred to the Department of Finance?
In a given time, Your Honor, we should have still claims na
So
unpaid.
not
unpaid po.
all were paid,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
yet you transferred the funds already.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Going back to our average turnaround period of 23 days, please submit to the court also within 10 days from today the following documents from 2020 to the present: the audited summary of claimants and the amounts of their respective claims, audited processing time for each claim, whether accepted or rejected, fully or partially, and audited summary of approved and disapproved claims with corresponding amounts. It is understood that the audit should be made by an independent auditor. Okay? Please submit both hard and soft copies. Now, flash on the screen is the financial statement of PhilHealth as of December 31, 2021 and 2020, submitted for COA's audit. This financial statement will also be distributed or has been distributed to the members of the court and the councils. Based on PhilHealth's own financial statement as of December 31, 2021, submitted to COA, PhilHealth had total assets of 347 billion plus, while its total liabilities amounted to 1.16 trillion plus. Of this 1.16 trillion plus total liabilities, 1.014 trillion plus was for insurance contract liabilities or ICLs. In fine, in 2021, PhilHealth had a deficit of 816 billion plus per its own financial statement submitted to COA in 2021. On this financial statement and per COA's independent auditor's report dated June 30, 2022, COA issued an adverse opinion. Adverse opinion means that COA, okay, may I ask you, sir, what do you mean by adverse opinion?
Your Honor, adverse opinion. This is an opinion that is qualified, Your Honor, and the Commission on Audit found there are some inaccuracy in terms of the presentation of our financial report, Your Honor.
All right, I will present to you the actual wording, the actual words of COA in its adverse opinion, right? Adverse opinion, this is my word, my own words. Adverse opinion means that COA found that PhilHealth, and the following are the words of COA. And I quote, financial statements do not present fairly. PhilHealth's financial statements do not present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of PhilHealth and its financial performance and cash flows. Close quote. So it simply means that the total numbers reported by PhilHealth did not even represent yet the full extent of its liabilities, among others, aside from the fact that its assets were found to have been overstated. So may I request Attorney Cuevas, please, to read the observations of COA into the records.
With the kind indulgence of the court, the balance of the account provision for insurance contract liabilities or ICL, as of December 31, 2021, both in the amount of 1.14 trillion is unreliable due to A. Non-recognition of the changes in estimates in calendar year 2021, which was not in accordance with the requirements of the Philippine Accounting Standards, resulting in the misstatement of the accounts, provision for ICL, and members' equity accounts as of December 31, 2021, and other comprehensive income for calendar year 2021 by 674.946 billion pesos, and B. Misapplication of the first-time adoption of the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards in the previous year also resulted in a misstatement of the calendar year 2020 other comprehensive income balances. These deficiencies affected the fair presentation of the accounts in the financial statements, contrary to paragraph 15 of the Philippine Accounting Standards.
Okay, so Mr. Limsiaco, COA itself stated that PhilHealth's admitted ICLs of 1.014 trillion is unreliable because PhilHealth failed to recognize the changes in estimates in 2021, thereby violating the Philippine accounting standards. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That was written in the,
Yes.
as mentioned, Your Honor.
So may I ask again, Attorney Cuevas, to read the continuation of the COA's observations?
The accounting errors in the recognition and measurement of investment in bonds and accrued interest receivable resulted in the overstatement of investment in bonds, accrued interest income, and interest income accounts by 26.429 million pesos, 7.202 million pesos, and 7.202 million pesos respectively, thus affecting the fair presentation of these accounts in the financial statements as of December 31, 2021.
All right, thank you, Attorney Cuevas. In short, PhilHealth, apart from misstating its liabilities, also overstated its assets. Therefore, if the actual total assets is significantly less than what has been reported, the negative equity of PhilHealth may be way more than 816 billion pesos. Correct, Mr. Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So may I ask again, Attorney Cuevas, to read the continuation of COA's independent auditor's report dated June 30, 2022.
The inadequacy/non-disclosures in the notes to financial statements, FS, of the potential impact/effect of the ongoing pandemic caused by COVID-19 on the operations and financial transactions of PhilHealth and the corporation's plans in addressing the risk and uncertainties of events and circumstances that may raise substantial doubts about its ability to continue as a going concern affected the fair presentation of financial statements and may also have impacted the economic decisions of the intended users, contrary to the Philippine accounting standards.
Thank you. Mr. Senior Vice President, when a corporation has the ability to continue as a going concern, does it mean that the corporation is financially stable and expected to be able to continue its operations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So the opposite is when it has no longer the ability to continue as a going concern, which means the corporation is bankrupt. Do you agree on the meaning of being unable to continue as a going concern?
Your Honor, very sorry. Can you repeat please the question, Your Honor? Very sorry, Your Honor.
Yes. Being unable to continue as a going concern, do you agree that there is doubt on the financial stability of that corporation and that that corporation more likely than not is bankrupt?
It has the possibility, Your Honor.
Yes. So, did PhilHealth comply with the recommendation of COA to make a self-review of its financial stability or ability to continue its operations as guarantor of the people's access to quality and affordable health care and protection against financial risk?
Yes, Your Honor.
How?
Your Honor, it can be in the year 2023, Your Honor, that the COA annual audit report, their opinion from the adverse, Your Honor, to a modified one or qualified one, Your Honor. And of course, the enhancement of our financial report is continuing, Your Honor. And as presented, Your Honor, the notes of financial statement enhance and incorporate the recommendation of the Commission on Audit, Your Honor.
So, what is the result of your continuing review on whether you should continue to operate as a going concern? Is it in the positive or in the negative?
Your Honor, is it in the positive, Your Honor? And on the concern, Your Honor, of the going concern of the corporation, I can simply say, Your Honor, that the corporation has that capacity to continue its operation, Your Honor. Given that the corporation, Your Honor, has investment portfolio, Your Honor, enough to cover the requirements of the corporation in terms of benefit payment, Your Honor.
Right. How much is the portfolio? How much is your total assets
Your Honor,
in 2021?
as presented there, Your
Yes.
Honor, I think that that was more than 600
Yes.
billion, Your Honor.
Yes. But your liabilities are far more than, significantly more.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even if you double up your assets, they're not enough to pay off your liabilities.
Your Honor, the increase in liability, Your Honor, brought about by the insurance contract liability. This is a provision, Your Honor, for insurance contract liability, a provision for the future requirements of the corporation, Your Honor, in compliance to PFRS number 4. Your Honor, when we checked our financial report and on the operation of the corporation, Your Honor, that ICL is a guide, a reportorial is a guide for the management to look into that, and of course, the part of the national government, Your Honor, that this one is the future requirements
Future, is it based on actuarial estimate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
That is an actuarial estimate,
So
Your
you're
Honor.
saying that the PhilHealth is not required to set actual funds to cover liabilities that may become due and demandable anytime within the year.
Your Honor, that ICL is a non-current liability, Your Honor, and look,
It is non-government liability.
non-current, Your Honor. It is-
Non-current, yes.
po.
They're not non-current because they're based on actuarial estimate and they may not be current at the beginning of the year, but they may become current at the mid month of January, for example.
Your Honor, very sorry, Your Honor, but on the part of the ICL calculation, Your Honor, it should be part of the non-current because that is the future requirement of the corporation.
Yes, but
and our
yes.
corporate
Continue.
operating budget, Your Honor, corporate operating budget or COB, that is our basis for the incurrence of our expenditures or obligation. That is the basis of the corporation in incurring the obligation to pay the benefit payment and even the administrative expense, Your Honor. Hindi pa ho nakaabot sa 200 billion mark yung benefit expense ng corporation, Your Honor. So, kumbaga, the benefit expense na natin, even the year 2024, ang initial figure namin, Your Honor, because hindi pa siya approved by the board and
Yes.
not yet finalized yung FS, nasa 192 billion pesos, Your Honor.
Yes. But you know, the amount of your liabilities is very much within the control of PhilHealth. You can control the flow of the faucet, so to speak. So if your assets are not much, the flow of water should be, I think, minimized. You cannot max up the flow of water. but you are required to set aside a portion of your assets for no other purpose but as reserve funds. Is that an abstract requirement, or are you required to set aside real funds to cover future liabilities where the beneficiaries have already paid their contributions?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but the requirement of the law, Your Honor, particularly in Section 11, reserve fund for a maximum of 2 years, Your Honor.
Yes. So, is the reserve funds just in paper? Are you not supposed to reserve real money, real funds that you cannot spend for some other purpose?
Your Honor,
Because anytime the ICL will become due and demandable, you cannot predict when people get sick.
yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
The reserve fund, of course, Your Honor, we set up already with the approval of the board, Your Honor, the 280.6, Your Honor. And that 280.6, Your Honor, has a asset backup, Your Honor. in the
Yes,
form of
because
cash
that's
and
the
investment.
only money you can afford. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Depending
Mayroon ako
on
tayo.
your assets. So, if you're going to promptly process and pay all 1.3 trillion when they become due and demandable, your assets will not suffice.
Definitely,
Alright.
Your Honor.
Okay. Flash on the screen is the restated financial statements of PhilHealth for 2021. Note that even with the restated figures, PhilHealth submitted to COA, its total assets as of December 31, 2021 was only 362 billion plus, while its total liabilities was 488.545 billion plus, still leaving a negative equity of 126.149 billion plus. Therefore, even with the restated figures, PhilHealth still had a deficit in 2021. Correct? Mr. Senior Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. That is the finding of COA based on your stated
Your Honor.
statement.
Your Honor,
Financial
very sorry, Your
statement.
Honor. May I request GCG, Your Honor? GCC, Your Honor, Hermosora.
Request him to take over. All right. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Government Corporate Counsel,
Yes.
Attorney
Yes, ma'am.
Hermosura.
Can I?
All right.
I think we appreciate the concern of Your Honors about the solvency of PhilHealth. Actually, what makes PhilHealth appear to have more liabilities than assets, Your Honors, is it's, and I quote this from the financial statements, it's provision for insurance contract liabilities, which stood at 1.150 trillion as of December 31, 2023. Now you will note that this is a provision for liabilities, Your Honor. It is not a statement of liabilities. It is just a provision. So this is especially true for insolvency purposes. Under the Financial Rehabilitation and Insolvency Act of 2010, liabilities refer to, and I quote, monetary claims against the debtor. There are no current claims for insurance contract liabilities against PhilHealth. There have been no such claims for insurance contract liabilities. And that is because PhilHealth has not issued and has no outstanding insurance contract. PhilHealth is not an ordinary insurance company, Your Honor. It is the state insurance company. It cannot be insolvent because by law, and I refer you, Your Honors, please, to Section 58 of the National Health Insurance Act. The government of the Philippines guarantees the financial viability of the program or the National Health Program administered by PhilHealth.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, I will ask you on this later.
Thank you.
All right. Now, which portion of the funds in 2021 was idle?
Can I answer
Yes,
that, Your Honor?
yes, please.
PhilHealth has had no idle funds, Your Honor. If I may explain.
Yes.
Actually, PhilHealth does not receive appropriations from any of the General Appropriations Act. What PhilHealth receives, Your Honors, are subsidies for premium payments of indirect contributors. If you will allow me, Your Honor, to quote from the General Appropriation Acts for 2021, 2022, and 2023 of the provision specific to PhilHealth. And this is the quote, Your Honor. The amount appropriated herein under the subsidy for the National Health Insurance Program shall be used for the health insurance premiums of indirect contributors composed of the following: indigents, senior citizens, unemployed persons with disability, and financially incapable point-of-service patients.
All right.
So all monies that PhilHealth received from the general appropriations were received by PhilHealth as payment for the premium contributions of indirect
All right.
contributors.
So, under Section 37 of the law, UHCA law, okay, can we flash that? Section 37 on the appropriations. Yes. So, may I just read? The amount necessary to implement this act shall be sourced from the following: total incremental sin tax collections, 50% of the national government share from the income of the PAGCOR, 40% of the charity fund, premium contributions of members, annual appropriations of the DOH included in the GAA, and national government subsidy to PhilHealth included in the GAA. How can we say now that you are not receiving any appropriations from the government?
It is, PhilHealth is receiving appropriations from the government, Your Honor, but not appropriations for PhilHealth. These are appropriations for the premium payments of the indirect contributors, the indirect members of PhilHealth. So the law says, and I quote again the common provision, they shall be used for the health insurance premiums of indirect contributors. So once PhilHealth received those appropriations, book them as premium payments of the indirect contributors, those appropriations have served the purpose for which they have been appropriated, Your Honors.
No, you mean to say that all other sources of appropriations, other than letter D, premium contributions of members, they go to the indirect
Yes.
contributors? Indirect members?
Those
Yes?
are the funds that PhilHealth has received under the GAAS for 2021, 2022, and
But
2023.
they also, you have a system to segregate these funds?
Yes.
Yes? You
I
can
believe-
you can determine which funds came from the government and which funds
Yeah.
came from syntax,
The-
from annual appropriations, from premium contributions of members.
I saw in the financial statements distributed earlier, Your Honor, that the premiums from direct members and premium from indirect members are accounted for separately, Your Honor.
Separately. But
Yes.
do they constitute special funds, all of them, for the special purpose to provide health care to the people?
Well, under the General Appropriations Act, Your Honor, the specified purpose for these appropriations is for their use as the health insurance premiums of indirect contributors.
Yes.
Yes,
Are
Your
they
Honor.
not, is it not a special purpose?
Well, they are received
Yes.
as premiums, Your Honor.
Yes, correct. So, but it is, they are received as
Premium
premiums.
payments.
Okay.
It-
But does that fact change the purpose for
No.
which these
Hey.
funds were constituted in the first place?
I think PhilHealth definitely observes that purpose, Your Honor. So it books
Okay.
these funds as premium payments.
Correct.
Use them as premium payments. And so, in fact, once these funds are received by PhilHealth, they become part of the assets of PhilHealth, and they are a factor considered by PhilHealth in determining the benefit packages for members.
Yes.
So they are used, Your Honor.
All right. And
It's-
from these assets, the law requires PhilHealth to set aside a portion called reserve funds, precisely to cover payments for the claims of beneficiaries, direct or indirect. There is no distinction.
Well,
Yes,
actually,
and that
yeah.
that portion, according to Section 11, has to be used exclusively for the claims, to pay the claims of the beneficiaries. And if there is an excess, then additional programs should be set up to lessen the financial burden of the members. And if there is still an excess in the excess, then investment may be made. So, diverting the funds for another purpose, like to finance the unprogrammed projects of the government, does that
No.
deviate from the special purpose?
I respectfully say no, Your Honor. And that is because the reserve fund, Your Honor, is not from from appropriations from the government. The reserve fund of PhilHealth is coming from the accumulated revenues of PhilHealth.
Yes.
I think that's
Yes,
Now,
so PhilHealth has accumulated revenues. It also has accumulated liabilities.
that's
Yes.
correct. Yes, Your Honor.
All
Yeah.
right. So, flash on the screen is the 2022 financial statements of PhilHealth. Please flash. Yes. (2022) financial statements of PhilHealth. Per PhilHealth's financial statements as of December 31, 2022, PhilHealth had total assets of 451 billion plus and total liabilities of 425 billion plus. So, for 2022, based on PhilHealth's financial statement, which it submitted to COA, it had a balanced equity this time of 26 billion plus. Notably, from 1 trillion plus insurance contract liabilities in 2021, PhilHealth in 2022 significantly reduced this amount to only 266 billion plus. In short, based on PhilHealth's figures, there was a substantial reduction by around 75% from the original figure in 2021. But per independent auditor's report dated June 29, 2023, COA issued a disclaimer of opinion against PhilHealth's financial statements in 2022. According to COA, it cannot express an opinion on the accompanying financial statement of PhilHealth because they have not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to provide a basis for an audit opinion on these financial statements. Please flash the disclaimer of opinion. And may I request Attorney Cuevas to read a portion of COA's basis for disclaimer of opinion on the provision of ICLs.
With the permission of the court, the faithful representation in the financial statements for insurance contract liabilities amounting to 266.873 billion pesos as of December 31, 2022 could not be ascertained due to the following factors. A. The completeness and accuracy of the premium and claims data could not be established, thereby casting doubt on the reliability of the reported figures. Letter B. The actuarial valuation report, which is intended to provide an assessment of the adequacy of the ICL, is not prepared and submitted on an annual basis. And letter C. The PhilHealth Board of Directors did not adequately consider factors related to general purpose financial reporting when approving the final amount of the provision for insurance contract liabilities, contradicting Insurance Commission Circular Letter Number 2018-18 dated March 9, 2018, Philippine Accounting Standards and Conceptual Framework for Financial Reporting.
So,
Your Honor, please.
yes, Mr. Yes, may I speak first?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, does it mean that the balance equity of PhilHealth in 2022 of 26 billion plus is not accurate?
I think